In today's breaking story, Trump is panicking after Charlie Kirk's shooters' private messages have just leaked. That's right, once again, Trump's biggest enemy is reality. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avallone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Charlie Kirk's death has taken the world by storm, and of course, conservatives are taking every opportunity to point the finger at the left.
How would you analyze what you're hearing in response to this murder from the left?
From the left? I mean, just listening to the clips you played from the Trump administration, we're in a very dark moment. It's a very McCarthyite moment right now. I've been listening to your show. You made a lot of good points. The biggest point I think you've glossed over is the crackdown on free speech, this targeting of people for their views. I thought Charlie Kirk was supposed to be a free speech martyr. Why are the right using his death to crack down on free speech and American rights and go after this amorphous left? JD Vance lied today on the Charlie Kirk show when he said the statistics are clear that this is a left-wing problem. It's the exact reverse. Right, exact reverse. You look at the ADL Center for Extremism, which looked at 444 people killed by extremists between 2013 and 2022, 75% of them by the right. You look at the University of Maryland study that was done for their terrorism center, which found that from 1948 to 2018, right-wing extremists more likely to carry out violence than left-wing extremists. You look at the head of the FBI, who Donald Trump appointed, Chris Wray, who said the #1 domestic terror threat in this country comes from religious and racially motivated extremists, specifically white supremacists. You can keep going. The National Institute for Justice found that the majority of incidents since 1990, violent terroristic acts, were right-wing extremists. The single biggest day of political violence, Chris, in our lifetimes in this country was January 6th, 2021, when right-wing extremists attacked the Capitol, injured police officers. They were ideologically motivated. You and I agreed it was an insurrection at the time. So it's bizarre for Vance to go on TV or go online and say the exact opposite of what both the official statistics say and the think tanks say. All of our evidence tells us. I mean, there was a Democratic lawmaker, Chris, I don't know how many times we have to say this, who was murdered in her home with her husband in June by a Trump supporter. And Donald Trump today said, who? When he was asked about it, he said, who?
We also now know a little bit more information about the shooter and about the charges being brought forward.
Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under circumstances that created a great risk of death to others. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony. The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide.
And now Trump is panicking after Charlie Kirk's shooter's private messages just leaked. That's right, take a look at today's top story. President Trump is in panic mode after new leaked messages from Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, Tyler Robinson, flatly contradict his claims that Antifa or the radical left were behind the killing. In private Discord chats obtained by reporter Ken Klippenstein, Robinson directly admitted to the murder, telling his friends, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU. I'm sorry for all of this." The messages show a young man who is largely apolitical, spending most of his time talking video games, camping, and joking with friends. This is a direct blow to Trump's narrative. For days, the president has tried to pin the assassination on shadowy left-wing extremists, but the evidence doesn't match the talking points. Robinson's friends describe him as quiet, outdoorsy, and into guns, not as a partisan crusader. He rarely mentioned Trump or Biden at all. Even more embarrassing for Trump, key details that were spun as radical left calling cards now look very different. For example, the phrase, "Hey, fascist, catch," carved on a bullet casing was widely reported as proof of left-wing ideology. But Robinson's friends say it was just a reference to the video game Helldivers 2. Even the 3 arrows symbol federal agents thought signaled Antifa was in fact another gaming reference. The FBI director has suggested Robinson leaned left, citing his family's remarks. But those closest to him say his family didn't know the whole picture, including his relationship with a transgender partner and his bisexual identity, aspects of his life that don't fit neatly into partisan categories. The bottom line, Trump's attempt to weaponize this tragedy against his political enemies is collapsing under the weight of leaked evidence. Far from being an Antifa operative, Robinson appears to have been a deeply conflicted but largely apolitical young man, and now the pressure is squarely back on President Trump to explain why he misled the public and to answer whether his own rush to blame the radical left was about protecting the truth or protecting himself. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.